Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but I've gotten several comments lately about asking about my weight loss and things like that. Well, right now, if you haven't watched some of my videos, I am 6 months pregnant, so I'm not continuing with the weight loss right now. However, I've only gained 10 pounds so far in this pregnancy, so I think I'm doing pretty well on eating healthy, not 100% because with pregnancy, you do get cravings and things like that. But the difference with this pregnancy and my last pregnancy, where I gained a lot of weight, is that I've craved more spicy and sour things. I'm having a little boy, so that old wives' tale is true about the cravings, at least in my case it is. So I've not craved with my daughter, I crave sweets all the time, so I gained a lot of weight with her. But with this pregnancy, I've been eating, I'd say 60-40 on healthy. If I do want something that's not healthy, I'll go ahead and have it, but I do make sure to get lots of fruits, veggies, and good things in so that my baby will be healthy and so that I will too. But I did discover something along the way. I've also made a lot of videos about a genetic condition that I have called MTHFR. And so I've done several DNA tests and different things to help me figure out what my body needs to avoid any issues with that in the future, because it is getting worse as I'm getting older, and I just found out about it. So, the latest DNA test that I've done is called Life DNA, and it tells you what your body requires and what you may have too much of, not enough of. It tells you basically if you want to lose weight or maintain your weight or gain weight, what to eat. So it's like a diet based on your genetics, which is really cool because this is tailored specific to you. It's not a broad diet could be for anybody, because I've tried the vinegar. The vinegar did work for me for the first little while, and then after that I just plateaued. It didn't really continue to work for me. And advocare, it made me feel great, but I did not lose a ton of weight with advocare. It was the same as any other diet. At first I lost a bunch of weight, got all excited, and then after that it just kind of stopped working for me. So what I've done is I did the Life DNA test, or you upload your DNA test results to this website, and then they tell you based off of your genes what you should be eating and what kind of exercises you can do. I think it's normally $100. I only paid $26 because they had a special running. It was $7 for the nutrition plan and $19 for the fitness plan. And right now, my doctor has told me not to do too much exercise, basically just my normal everyday activities at home, washing clothes or go outside with my daughter and things like that, but no exercise because I've been having some issues. But I did that test because it was on sale so cheap, and I wanted to have that for the future. After January, when I have my baby, I'll be able to exercise. So, but for the food, MTHFR does cause me to have gluten intolerance. I shouldn't have folic acid at all, which is normally what they give you when you get pregnant. So that's a whole other topic, and I do have some videos discussing that. But if you have MTHFR, if that shows up on your DNA test and you want to have a baby, or if you're a male and you want to have a child, it's best for you or your partner not to eat any kind of gluten, because gluten contains folic acid, and folic acid causes miscarriage. It causes neural tube defects in babies with people who have MTHFR defects. So that's the way I was doing this, and so obviously that came up that I should not be having any gluten. And it's really neat because it says that I have a high tolerance for fat, for carbs. Basically, according to this, I can eat pretty much anything except gluten. So I did try low carb before, the keto. It made my blood pressure go so high. It was horrible. I had to get off of that quick. I lost a lot of weight really quick, but it was just not for me because I need to have carbs, just not carbs that contain gluten. So I can eat, my carb vegetables, my potatoes and corn and things like that, beans, but no breads and sugar, things that have the extra folic acid and all that. If I'm going to have any kind of folate, it needs to come from my food source, natural food source, like green leafy vegetables, and not bread or anything like that. So that was a relief, actually, because it's very hard for me to go gluten-free. You think about things that have gluten and almost, I mean, not gluten, but carbs. It was difficult because even the salad, you know, I'm on the road a lot with my kids, and if we go to McDonald's or something, even a salad had like 26 carbs, and I was trying to do keto and have 20 a day. That was, with the salad with no dressing, was over 20 carbs. So that was hard, but now at least I know I can have carby vegetables, just no breads, or any kind of flour, wheat, nothing with gluten. So that's one major thing that it told me. And it also told me that I should not be having red meat more than once or twice a week. And I know a lot of you might say, well, oh, that's a given for anybody. Nobody should eat more than once or twice a week. But that's not true for everyone, because some people's body requires more red meat, more iron, and more proteins from that than from other types of protein. So it just depends on your specific DNA. But basically, I can have anything in moderation except for gluten. It tells me to cut it out completely. And I think that's what's helped me a lot with this pregnancy, is not gaining too much weight, is because I'm not going 100% gluten free. And the reason why is because my doctor actually told me that if I were to cut out gluten 100% during my pregnancy, then I'm giving my baby a larger chance of having an allergy to gluten. And I don't want to do that, because I don't want to have to be afraid and checking all the school meals and anything and everything, and, you know, panicking about what he's eating. So I do eat gluten every now and then, just so that the baby will have it. I hope that's true, because the doctors told me that, but sometimes they're wrong. But I feel like it makes sense. You know, if the baby's never had that during pregnancy, and then while he's breastfeeding, it would make sense that he might become allergic to that. So I don't want to do that to him. So I do eat things every now and then with gluten. But for the most part, I try to eat pretty healthy, so that both baby and I will be healthy. And then on my fitness report, it told me that I need a 50-50 mix of cardio and strength. And again, don't think that just because it said this for me that that's what everyone's is going to say, because my husband's was different, and I'll tell you about his in a minute. But that my body actually will respond better if I do exercise every 2 to 3 days. So not 30 minutes every day, not an hour every day, but maybe an hour on Monday, skip Tuesday and Wednesday, work out again on Thursday, so that my body has time to recover. Because just, I guess, the way that I'm made up, my DNA is, it takes longer for me to recover than it does for other people. I do have a high risk of being obese, which is pretty obvious, because it's difficult for me to maintain a healthy weight. But if I can follow those guidelines, I'm probably never going to be stick skinny. I never have been, even since I was little. But at least I can be healthy if I maintain a gluten-free diet and not much red meat. And if I can do one day cardio exercise, or maybe half cardio and 30 minutes cardio, 30 minutes strength, something like CrossFit. I was doing CrossFit before I had my daughter, and I did pretty well with that, except for I have rheumatoid arthritis, and that made it difficult for me to continue doing CrossFit. But the good thing about that is, now that I'm not going to be eating gluten, the arthritis symptoms should get much better, if not go away, because I didn't know that was making me more inflamed and making me have more issues with arthritis. So all of it ties together. It makes a lot of sense. It's really cool to see that just from me spitting in a tube, they can tell all about my health issues, and hopefully I don't have to take medicine. I've never taken medicine for the arthritis. I've been very afraid. It says it causes cancer, so I think I'd rather have arthritis than cancer. So I never took anything for it. But hopefully by cutting out gluten, I won't have any more inflammatory issues with that, and I can maybe pick up CrossFit again, but 2 or 3 times a week instead of the 5 days that I was going, because that was causing me a lot of pain, and it was worse. I think it was doing more harm than good for me. So, and when I said that the DNA test can be different, my husband, he did his. He also has MTHFR. He only has it from one parent, not from both. But it did say for him to cut out gluten. And on the red meat, I believe it said that he could have 3 to 4 servings, whereas it tells me 2 or none. It's better to have none, it says, but maximum 2. So he can have more red meat than I can. He has a lack of iron. So we purchased from Dr. Ben Lynch's website, seekinghealth.com. And I'm not getting paid for this to say this. I'm just letting you know what I bought. We bought his iron supplement for my husband. And the last few days, he said he has felt more energy. And he's going to try this out for a few months to see if he has a big difference. Because he's always tired. And, you know, one thing I've always heard about being low in iron is that it does cause fatigue. So he's hoping that this will be his solution instead of taking a medicine or an energy drink or anything like that. Hopefully he'll just need this iron supplement and he will be fine. And I think it was only $11 after shipping for 90 capsules. Not positive on that, so you might want to check before you order. But it was not very expensive, something affordable for us. And then I purchased for myself the prenatal vitamins, which has folate rather than folic acid. I got the protein shake. They do have pills and they have chewables, I believe. But I chose to get the protein shake so that I'd have a healthier breakfast. Sometimes I don't have time to cook in the morning, so I just make that protein shake. I got chocolate, and Dr. Lynch even says that the chocolate is not the best tasting, but I added a spoonful of peanut butter and a banana, and I really liked it. Next time, they were out of vanilla, but when I run out of chocolate, I'm going to order a vanilla and see how I like that. A lot of people say it tastes much better, but it's just something different that instead of me taking pills every day, I wanted to get that so that I can have that for breakfast instead of grabbing a biscuit or something that I shouldn't have. It's just a lot healthier for me and a lot faster. So that's what we're doing right now. And after I have my baby, my due date is in January the 22nd. Once I recover and once I'm able to exercise, I'm definitely going to make more videos on my progress. I'm going to try the workouts that this DNA test suggested to see if that actually works better for my body. Because like I said, I've done several different things to try and lose weight, and they'll work for a few months, and then I'll plateau and I don't get under 200 pounds. And I definitely want to be under 200 pounds. And not because I'm worried about what I look like. I'm worried about being able to play with my children. This is my second, but my husband's fifth child. So we're going to have 5 kids living here with us. And I need energy because I've got to go to soccer. I've got to go to gymnastics. I've got one that's going to be starting school next year. She's in preschool now. And then I've got the new baby on the way. So I'm a busy person, and I want energy. I don't want to be complaining about being tired all the time. I want to get out on the soccer field with my 14-year-old and run around with him and help him to exercise and make it fun for him. I want to be able to go and do gymnastics with my girls and jump around and play with them and not be tired or hurting. So that's my goal. I'm not trying to get skinny, not trying to look like a model, but I am trying to be healthy so that my kids can remember me playing with them and not just sitting on the couch on my phone or watching TV or complaining about being tired or whatever. So keep up with my channel. I'll let you know. And if you're interested in knowing about how the baby is, this is exciting for us. What I told you in the other videos, we've had 6 miscarriages already. So I've got one daughter. We miscarried 5 times before her, and then I have our little girl, and then we miscarried again. But this time we found out what was going on with the MTHFR. That's why we've been doing so many DNA tests to try to figure out how we can avoid that happening again or avoid him having any issues. But we went to a checkup today with our specialist in maternal fetal medicine, and he is perfect. He is huge. I am 22 weeks, and he is already 1 pound and 8 ounces, which is nearly a pound over the average. So he's going to be a very big boy. But that's better to me. That's good. They said everything is healthy. That's fine that he's big. So we're excited that he's doing great. His brain looks perfect. His heart looks perfect. No defects that they can see so far. So these vitamins are obviously working to keep him healthy. Have to do blood thinner shots still until 6 months after he's born. But it's all worth it because he's doing great, and I'm doing great as well. Like I said, I've only gained 10 pounds, and my blood pressure is wonderful. Sugar is wonderful. So everything is really going well. If you've had any issues with miscarriage or birth defects and things like that, and you want to know more about MTHFR, definitely comment. Let me know what I can do to help you. I'm not a doctor or a nurse. I can just tell you what I've experienced and what I've learned from my personal experience and from other people who have gone through this. So thank you very much for watching the videos. Thank you for commenting. And I may not make a ton of videos between now and January when the baby's here, but we're going to get back on track and get healthy after we have this baby. So come back and see us, especially around February.